Mark, take us away, brother.
All right. Good afternoon, folks. I grew up, I don't know if anybody ever seen me before. Anybody? All brand new, right? A couple folks. Okay. Well, I grew up in the South. My upbringing was in the South. South Edison, New Jersey is where I grew up. But Mom always had country music and bluegrass on the radio. That's the one thing that she always had. And she liked Bill Monroe, and Dad liked Hank Williams. So I got a good flavor of that. This first song I'm going to do for you is a song I can relate to. It's about being in the doghouse. I've been married long enough to know what it means to be in the doghouse. I came in last night about 10:30. The baby mind it wouldn't let me in. I said, move it on over. Move it on over. Yeah, move over, old dog. The hound dog is moving in. Well, she told me not to play around. I done let the deal go down now. Slide it on over. Yeah, move it on over. Can I move over, old dog? The hound dog is moving in. You know she changed the lock out on my back door. My door key don't fit no more, so move it on over. Here now, slide it on over. Can I move over, old dog? The hound dog is moving in. Hey there, pup. Now don't you whine, that side is yours and this side mine. Move it on over, and I'll slide on over. Can I move over, old dog? The hound dog is moving in. Now, hey there, pup, this place is kind of small. It's better than no house at all, so move it on over. Yeah, now slide on over. Well, now move over, old dog. The hound dog is moving in. You know, she'll crawl back to me on her knees. I'll be busy just scratching fleas. They're moving on over. Yeah, now slide it on over. Well, move over, old dog. The hound dog is moving in. And now she warned me once and then you warned me twice. Well, I don't take no one's advice, so move it on over. And I'll slide on over. Well, move over, old dog. The hound dog is moving in. Oh, thank you so much. You folks like Hank Williams stuff? Yeah, we got some Hank Williams fans, right? Well, that's good because Daddy always loved the Hank. I love studying Hank Williams songwriter. I'm a songwriter myself, and love studying Hank Williams stuff. He knew human nature was the key, I think. Human nature, if you know human nature. Like, you know, Hank, he keyed in on a neat thing. You know how you have a little secret, and next thing you know, everybody knows your secret. Human nature, I guess. One called You Win Again. Yeah, the news is out all over town. Yeah, that you've been seen. Well, you were running around. Yeah, you know that I should leave you, but then, and what can I do? Oh, honey, you win again. Yeah, this heart of mine should never see, oh, what everybody knew but me. Trusting in you was my greatest sin. And what can I do? Oh, honey, you win again. Oh, I'm so sorry for your victim now, because soon as hell, oh, spellbound. Yeah, and you'll give him your heart, but it's all in vain. And he'll someday say, hey, honey, you win again. Yeah, you have no heart, and you have no shame. Oh, you take true love and give the blame, just trusting in you was my greatest sin. Oh, what can I do? Oh, honey, you win again. Yeah, what can I do? Oh, honey, you win again. Hank Williams, he didn't write all these sad songs, you know. He wrote some fast movers, but he also had a comedic side to his songwriting, and this one sure does it for me. I always crack up. This one makes me smile every time. Even just the title itself. This one's called I'll Never Get Out of This World Alive. Well, now you're looking at a man who's getting kind of mad. I had me lots of luck, you know it's been bad. No matter how I struggle and strive, I'll never get out of this world alive. If my distant uncle passed away, hell, I made quite a batch. You know I was living high until the fatal day. A lawyer viewed I wasn't born, said I was hatched. Everything within me, it's got me down. When I jump in that river, Lord, I think I'm gonna drown. No matter how I struggle and strive, I'll never get out of this world alive. Oh, my fishing pole broke, the creek is full of sand. My woman run away with another man. No matter how I struggle and strive, I'll never get out of this world alive. Till my distant uncle passed away, hell, I made quite a batch. You know I was living high until that fatal day. A lawyer proved I wasn't born, said I was had. Oh, everything's against me, it's got me down. When I jump in that river, Lord, I think I'm gonna drown. No matter how I struggle and strive, I'll never get out of this world alive. Yeah, well, I'm never getting out of this world alive. Thank you so much. How about George Jones? We know George? All right? Old George Jones. Somebody told me one time, he says, you don't want to sing like George Jones. You could. Now, he's supposed to be the best country singer that ever lived, I believe. One of the best, right? George Jones. Somebody told me if you want to sound like George Jones, you sing through your teeth. Is that possible? Right? I don't know. Well, maybe we'll try it. Just depends. You know, he did that song. He did this song here. Try just a little bit of this. He said, I'd love you till I die. She told him you are getting time. As the years went slowly by, she still preyed upon his lonely one. He kept her pictures on his wall. Went half crazy now and then. He still loved you through it all, hoping she'd come back again. Right? Something like that. Well, one of my favorite ones, thank you. One of my favorite ones to take it back about 1961. And I kind of like the stories that go with some of the songs. George had this songwriter friend of his in Nashville, and he said, George, I got you a #1 song. In 1961, George didn't have a number one yet. And the songwriter said, George, I'm telling you, this is it. This is going to be your number one. And George said, well, how do you know? He says, I know. I said, I'll even bet you $100 bill. 1961, the songwriter didn't make $100 for the whole month. He was willing to bet $100 that his song's going to go number one. George loved the song, recorded it. And wouldn't you know, 1962, the springtime 1962, the songwriter won the bet because the song did go to number one. And George paid him a $100 bill, and he made $1 million in touring with the song. So this one's called "And She Thinks That I Still Care, just because I haunt the same old places where the memories of her linger everywhere. Just because I'm not that happy guy I used to be, she thinks I still care. Oh, just because I asked a friend about her, and just because I called her phone today, and just because I'm not that old happy guy I used to be, and she thinks I still care. Oh, now if she's happy thinking I still need her, well then let that silly notion bring her tears. Oh, but how could she ever be so foolish? Yes, and where would she get such an idea? Just because I asked a friend about her, and just because I spoke her name somewhere, just because when I see her I just fall to pieces, and she thinks that I still care. Yeah. Thank you, thank you. I like this little story about this song. Hank Williams, there was a time that, you know, he was getting pretty popular and he'd go all over singing, you know, and there's times he wanted to take a little break. There was a place called Camp Elijah in South Alabama. Hank used to go and do some relax. They had a little town there and tobacco shop, and out front of the tobacco shop stood the wooden Indian. And across the street was an antique shop. In a big picture window there was an Indian maiden. She was made of glass and he was made of wood. They say the two fell in love, and that song started out there called Elijah. Elijah was a wooden Indian standing by the door. He fell in love with an Indian maid over at the antique store. Elijah, he stood there, it never showed a sign. Well, because his heart was made of knotty pine. Here we go now. That poor old Elijah never got a kiss. Poor old Elijah, well, you don't know what you missed. And now is it any wonder that your face is red? Cold Elijah, the poor old wooden. Elijah was a lonely Indian, never went nowhere. His heart was set on the Indian maid with the coal black hair. Elijah, too stubborn to ever show a sign. Well, because his heart was made of knotty pine. Help me out now. Here we go now. Poor old Elijah's married, but got a kiss. Poor old Elijah, well, you don't know what you missed. And now is it any wonder that your face is red? Elijah, the poor old wooden. Elijah wore his Sunday feathers and carried a Tommy Hawk. A maiden wore her beads and braids and hoped one day he'd talk. Elijah, too stubborn to ever show a sign. Well, because his heart was made of knotty pine. Here we go now, folks. Help me out. Poor old Elijah never got a kiss. Poor old Elijah, well, you don't know what you missed. And now is it any wonder that your face is red? Elijah, the poor old wooden. And then one day a wealthy customer bought that Indian maid and took her oh so far away. Poor Elijah stayed. Elijah, he stood there just so lonesome as could be. You know what he was wishing? He was wishing he was still an old pine tree. Help me out now, that poor old Elijah never got a kiss. Poor old Elijah, well, you don't know what you missed. And now is it any wonder that your face is red? Elijah, the poor old wooden. Elijah. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, well. I was just looking up a story. I always like this song, and I haven't performed it out yet, so we're going to try it on you, and I hope you like it. It's a song about Bonnie Owens and Merle Haggard. We know those guys, right? Right? Merle Haggard and Bonnie Owens, they were together for a while, and they kind of split up and got back together. And Merle Haggard said, you know, today I started loving you again. She said, wasn't that a wonderful line you just said? He said, what? The line. She said, we got to write that down and write a song. And they did. And it was a great hit. So I'm going to try it for you. Hope you like it. Well, today I started loving you again. Yeah, I'm right back where I really always been. I got over you long enough to let my heartache mend. Then today I started loving you again. Oh, what a fool I was to think I could get by with only these few million tears that I'd cry. Oh, I should have known the worst was yet to come, and the crying time for me had just begun. And today I started loving you again. Here I'm right back where I really always been. I got over you long enough to have let my heartache mend. And today I started loving you again. Thank you. Well, folks, thank you so much. And I get around doing shows. I started, by the way, folks, what a wonderful thing that Danny and Krista have, this Bluegrass cruise. What a wonderful show this is, and bringing people from all over the country together and enjoy music and stories and songs and things, And it's great because I met, there's a lot of Daves here, by the way. We got a Pepsi Dave from over in the East Coast, and then there's a California Dave, right? I know I met a California Dave, and then there's a Dave, a Montana Dave, not to be confused with Dave Montana, who plays the fiddle, and Montana Dave plays the banjo, right? Dad always said he can't tune a banjo. Now this is right to the banjo players. Dad said he couldn't tune a banjo, but he could tune a fish. All right, so that's for my Dave, my Montana Dave. But but speaking of bluegrass music, and of course, a lot of my heroes are here. Junior Sisk, right? Danny Paisley. Anybody ever hear of a guy named Greg Blake? Oh my God, he's my new hero, man. I watch him sing, and he's wonderful. He's wonderful, one of my favorites. But one of my old-time favorites, I've been studying this guy a lot. His name is Larry Sparks. Anybody remember him? Right, Larry Sparks. I got an opportunity to open up for Larry Sparks over by Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, last fall, and he did a great job. And what an honor it was to open up for that man, I'll tell you. He said, "You do a lot of solo shows." I said, "Yeah." And he made sure his band was listening. He says, "Boy, I'm thinking about doing solos." His band was behind us. "I'm thinking about doing some solo shows myself, and those guys." But he said, "Keep doing what you're doing." So here's the Larry Sparks. Go on and tell me you don't love me anymore. Go on and hurt me like you've hurt me before. I'll find a reason to look away when you're untrue. You know that I love you. It's a natural thing to do. Oh, no matter how you treat me, I'll stand the test. Yeah, until you've seen this love of mine that stands out from all the rest. I'll be there to mend the pieces. Here when he breaks your heart in two. Well, you know that I love you. It's a natural thing to do. If we could only just relive on yesterday, when love was blooming like the flowers bloom in May. Well, I'd be wishing here for the thing that can't come true. You know that I love you. It's a natural thing to do. Oh, no matter how you treat me, I'll stand the test. Yeah, until you've seen this love of mine that stands out from all the rest. Oh, I'll be there to mend the pieces. And when he breaks your heart in two, well, you know that I love you. And it's the natural thing to do. Oh, thank you. Well, I'm going to tell you another little story here. This take you back to 1946, and Hank Williams got his first job, 1945, 46, about that. he got a job at the Acuff Rose Publishing Company to write songs. He was a songwriter, and that's what his job was. And his job was to write gospel songs, and he was pretty good at it, and he was cranking them out. And Fred Rose come up to Hank Williams and said, "Why don't you try writing a broken-hearted fella song?" And Hank said, "I've been broke-hearted before. I can write you a broken-hearted fella song." So he says, "Let's see what you can do. I'll give you till the end of the week to see if you can come up with something." Sure enough, Hank got a great idea. He could picture a broken-hearted fella walking down the street, missing his sweetheart. Went up the street is his sweetheart with her new boyfriend on her arm. And that poor broken-hearted fella is going to have to walk right past her. And Hank started the song, and it was something like this. Today I passed you on the street. He got stuck. And Hank Williams, he got stuck. He had the melody, he had the vision, he had the first line, but then he got writer's block. And he couldn't think of another line. To every day, today I passed you on the street. He gets stuck. Finally, he went up to his steel guitar player. He says, "Hey, man, I'm stuck. I got to get this song done by the end of the week, and I can't think of another line. I got writer's block." He said, "Hank, what kind of song you write?" He said, "A broken-hearted fella song." He said, "How's it go?" He says, "Today I passed you on the street, and I get stuck." And he said to Hank, he says, "Well, I think I can get you something. How about something like, today I passed you on the street, and I can smell your stinking feet." Hank said, "I don't think so." And left him there, you know. He had to go home now and think on that. And wouldn't you know, it helped him write the song, and it became a big hit. So I'm going to try it for you. Here we go. Today I passed you on the street, and my heart fell at your feet. Well, I can't help it if I'm still in love with you. Somebody else stood by your side, and it looked so satisfied. I can't help it if I'm still in love with you. Now a picture from the past came slowly stealing as I brushed your arm and I walked so close to you. And now heaven only knows how much I miss you. I can't help it if I'm still in love with you. In love with you. Well, when you know, at this point now, Hank, he was getting out on the radio, and he switched from maybe just songwriting to more entertaining and getting out on the road. And there was a guy from up the New York City way, up that way, that was listening to Hank and studying everything he was doing at the time. He thought his songwriting was just superb. And he went down to Nashville, got the next Hank Williams song, brought it to New York City, recorded it, and it sold over 1 million copies. Okay, it's about 1951, around that time. And 1 million copies. Hank got his first check in the mail. It was $33,000. And at that time, you could buy a house in Nashville for about $4,000 or $5,000. So today's standards, you know, you could buy a whole bunch of houses with that much. Today's standards, you'd be a millionaire, wouldn't you, with that first check, right? Well, guess what? Hank didn't want anybody singing his music. He didn't really get the songwriting way, you know, that he didn't know that it was public domain at that point, and he brought the check back to return the money. He said, "I don't want anybody singing my songs." He said, Hank, you can't, you have to take that money. You have to. This is how we make our money. This is what we do. We're a publishing company, man. And Hank said, I don't get it. He said, what nerve of this guy? He said, who the hell ever heard of Tony Bennett? He said, Tony Bennett's going to make you $1 million whether you like it or not. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of Tony Bennett did there. 1950-51. I tried so hard, my dear, to show that you're my every dream. Yet you're afraid each thing I do is some evil scheme. In anger, unkind words are said, make it the teardrops start. Why can't I free your doubt-filled mind and melt your cold, cold heart? But when Hank heard Tony Bennett do his song, he thought that was great and that, geez, wow, what a wonderful job. It was said that Hank Williams would run anywhere he could, throw nickel in the jukebox just to hear Tony Bennett singing his song, Cold, Cold Heart. And the singers got to meet in New York, and Tony Bennett had a few questions for Hank. He said, Hank, how are you writing these songs? I'm so lonesome I could cry, or Cold, Cold Heart. He said, who'd you write that about, Hank? Hank said, I wrote those ones about my wife. He said, you should keep writing about her, man. You're onto something. Hank said, oh, man, I wrote a good one about her the other day. Oh, yeah, it's a good one. He says, I know it's going to be a #1. It's going to get me back into the Grand Ole Opry. At the time, Hank got thrown out of the Opry. But he wrote this wonderful song. He said to Tony Bennett, he says, man, I'm telling you, it's going to be a great song. It's going to get me into the Opry. But when she hears it, right to the divorce court, I'm sure. Tony Bennett said to Hank, he said, what you call this new song? He said, like, your cheating heart will make you weak, and you'll cry and cry and try to sleep, but sleep won't come the whole night through. Your cheating heart will tell on you. Sing with me, right? When tears come, there we go, just like falling, you'll toss around and call my name. You're gonna walk that old floor the way I do. Your cheating heart will tell on you. Your cheating heart will pine someday and crave the love you threw away. And the time will come when you'll be blue, and your cheating heart will tell on you. Sing with me, ready, folks? Hey, when tears come like falling rain, beautiful, you'll toss around and call my name. You're gonna walk that old floor the way I do. Your cheating heart will tell on you. This is your turn, folks. Ready? When tears come gonna walk that old way. Let me hear you. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wow, time's going by so fast. Now, I guess this point, I'd like to sing you a song I wrote. Would you like to hear a song I wrote? Maybe, yeah. Now, this. Now, I grew up in New Jersey, but really, I grew up in the woods of Pennsylvania, up in the northeast corner of Pennsylvania. Dad was from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Anybody hear of the Pocono Mountains? Yeah, Poconos, right? Pocono Mountains. Well, so Dad had a place on top of Lookout Mountain, and you need like a four-wheel drive truck to get up to wind up those hills there to get up to the top. And in Pennsylvania, they got those trees, they call them hemlock trees, right? Like a pine, big pine tree, hemlocks. And Dad's little cabin would be down back in the bottom of this little dirt road, went down to those hemlock trees, and it was just a beautiful setting. And growing up as a little boy, I just had a wonderful time growing up there in the mountains and learning all those great things about nature and everything that Dad knew about the woods. You know, all the local people, they all come up to see my dad. They called him Pocono Joe. Yeah, Pocono Joe. And so I was in a little guitar shop one day, and I pulled a guitar down, and I had this idea for a song for Dad, and Pocono Joe always come up. And right there in the guitar shop, I started strumming along, and all of a sudden wrote this song, and I had hoped to get home so I can capture the melody and some of the lyrics, hope I could remember some of this, and I got home and worked on it, and it worked out pretty good, I guess. And I hope you enjoy my song called Pocono Joe, okay? We'll try it. Here we go. Way back in the woods, out in the middle of a hemlock grove, there stands an old house at the end of a dirt road. And the man that lives there, all the locals know, well, he goes by the name Pocono Joe. He's got coffee on an old wood stove, a deer head upon the wall. He's got a shotgun in the corner next to a turkey call. Firewood stacked up around the house, waiting for a winter's snow. Oh, how I love to go see, that's right, Pocono Joe. Yeah, they call me Pocono Joe. Hey man, that's where I go. And I'll grab my old shotgun, we take along my fishing pole. Well, he taught me about life, here with a fiddle and a bow. Oh, how I love to go see Pocono Joe. He's got a pond out in the backyard, and it's filled with largemouth bass. And the deer down by the edge of the creek, well, they're nibbling on the grass. He and I play a guitar, and he'll pick on an old banjo, and we'll be singing through the day up at Pocono Joe. Yeah, come on, Pocono Joe. Hey man, well, that's where I go. And I'll grab my old shotgun, we take along my fishing pole. And he taught me about life, here with a fiddle and a bow. Oh, I love to go sing, yeah, Pocono Joe. Yeah, and how I love to go sing Pocono Joe. Thank you. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wow, thank you. I appreciate that. As a songwriter, when people clap for that, it makes you feel good, and I appreciate that so much. I'm gonna sing you another song I wrote. Now this one here, now soon years fast forward, I built myself an old mountain home right up the road from Dad's place there, and one late evening, about midnight or so, sometimes they say that God comes to you and gives you something, and He gave me something that I felt so empowered with this song, because when I write songs, I don't hear, some songwriters may hear a melody, or somebody may hear some lyrics or have lyrics, but I get somehow both together at one time. So I have this both sides coming in all at once, and it's my job, which every day I find myself in a song, but the problem is you have to learn to capture the moment and get the melody and the lyrics together or on paper or in a recording, so you have captured a melody. When I lose a song a day, probably, but the idea is to try to capture a melody, and that's what holds up. So I wrote this song one late night, and the moon was up and the stars and that, and beautiful skies up there in the Pocono Mountains, and all of a sudden I grabbed the guitar, and this is what happened. I hope you enjoy this one. It's called I Saw You from Heaven. Well, I saw you standing, you were all alone, and I was a man just flesh and bone. I watched you cry, dear, tears fell on your heart. I never dreamed that we would be apart. You look in the mirror and you cry alone. You thought I was gone with marble and stone. Never knew how much you loved me. Never thought you'd be alone. It's gonna be a while, dear. I can't come home. I saw you from heaven. I saw you from afar. When you walk in the moonlight, that's me in the stars. That's me in the stars, dear. That's me from afar. Even though I can't be, still here you are. You live your life alone now, live it in sorrow, not knowing today there's no tomorrow. Just find your heart, dear, and find a new love. I'm not alone here, I'm here with the dove. I saw you from heaven, saw you from afar. When you walk in the moonlight, that's me in the stars. That's me in the stars, dear. That's me from afar. Even though I can't be, still here you are. Even though I can't be, still here you are. Oh, thank you so much. You know, at Daddy's place, Saturday nights were always a big time. Anybody know what a hoedown is? Or a good jam? Daddy would have these folks come up to the cabin, and we'd pull the table back a little bit, you know, and we get a guy down, his name was Herb Pete. He was up there in the Pocono Mountain. He played upright bass, and we had a fiddle guy there, and I'd play guitar sometimes, and Dad would pick on a banjo a little bit, and we'd have a hoedown or a great jam. Sometimes people would come over and they'd bring food, and like a social event. My aunt, she had the property right down the road from Dad. Her name was Aunt Renee. And I'm going to sing you this song for my Aunt Renee. I remember since I was just a little boy. Maybe you can help me sing it. I'm going to sing you maybe 2 more songs here before I head on out. And thank you so much for coming out and listening to my stuff today. Thank you. Appreciate it. I hope everybody enjoyed my portion of today's music, because we got a lot more coming up. But I'm going to send this one to my Aunt Renee. I hope you could help me with it. Last Saturday night I got married. Me and my wife settled down. Well, me and my wife, we partied. I think I'll take a trip downtown. Now, maybe you know this. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. Stop your rambling. Stop your gambling. Stop your running around late at night. You go back to your wife and your family. You go back to the fireside right now. Help me sing it out, ready? Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Here we go. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. That's right. Here we go. Stop your rambling. Stop that gambling. Stop your running around late at night. Go back to your wife and your family. You go back to the fireside ride. One more time, folks. Ready? Here we go. Irene. All right. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I got one song for you, folks. Maybe we'll end out with this one here. It's always fun to sing along. Being as you guys are doing a great job singing, folks, give yourselves a round of applause, please, because I hear you singing, and it sounded so wonderful. Take you down to West Virginia. Here we go. Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains and the Shenandoah River. Life is old, they're older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. Country road, take me home, round to the place where I belong in West Virginia. Hey, mountain mama, take me home, a country road. All my memories gather round her, miner's lady, stranger to blue water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky, yeah, with a misty taste of moonshine, teardrops in my eyes. Country road, take me home, down to the place where I belong, West Virginia. Take me home, the country road. I hear her voice in the morning hour, she called me. Radio reminds me of my home far away. While I'm driving down the road, I get that feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Help me out now. Yesterday, here we go, folks. A country road, you take me home, going on to the place where I belong in West Virginia. Oh, now mamas, yeah, take me home, those country roads. Yeah, take me home, those country roads.
Well, well, well. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Mark Miklos.
Thank you so much.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, I love that songwriting too, Mark. Beautiful. I tell you what, that was wonderful.